This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop. This is a sham. Welcome to DBL. Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm going to jump right in because we're going to start off with at least some sad news and a sad story. Ashley Judd is opening up about her mom's tragic suicide and revealed that she was the one who found Naomi. Here's what she told GMA.
I went upstairs to let her know that the friend was there, and I discovered her. And so, because we don't want it to be a part of the gossip economy, I will share with you that she used a weapon. Mother used a firearm. When we're talking about mental illness, it's very important and to be clear and to make the distinction between our loved one and the disease. It's very real, and it is enough to. It lies. It's savage.
Let me just start by saying, coming out this soon and talking about it is very courageous of her. And the fact that we're having this, if there is a bright side, that we're talking about it, having this conversation, I think that's it by itself, that we're now allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, I do agree that it's very brave of her, but it also makes me very uncomfortable with what the catalyst for her coming out.
She had to,
She
right?
said
She had to.
the gossip economy, because knowing that people are going to make money off of her mother's death. And, you know, I think when we talk about suicide in general, there's this privateness to it, and I think for very good reason, especially as people are in shock and healing. But I also feel like it might be also a disservice to people who are struggling and people who are trying to support those who are struggling, because there's an erasure that happens. I was sharing that when my friend took her life, the call that I received was, Erica, she shot herself in the head. And because I didn't have to imagine what happened, what went wrong, I wasn't quick to pick up my phone, which is something I've done when I've heard someone's passed away. I've immediately picked up my phone and called them. But there was like a finality to that. And I think when we're having open and honest conversations about a very uncomfortable and tragic loss, I think some of those things are important in order to memorialize and really remember that person.
Yeah, I can imagine finding your mom. That's also something that, like you said, like, hearing that, and then what she sees will never go. She'll wake up and go to bed with that same image in her head. I also thought she sounded like a little child. If you hear when she said mother used a firearm, there's a sort of innocence there of like, this is all new to me. Like, this just happened. It's
got to be a coping mechanism.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of some sort,
and I'll just say, I really also appreciated when she said depression lies. And I just want to say, I had depression in college, and my family,
I think you need to let people know to what extent.
like very bad, really bad. Like no hygiene, no leaving the room, no leaving the bed. Like, and my family, the two closest people to me, my mom and my dad, never knew until I finally told them. So when I say depression lies, it lies really well, and it covers for you, and it keeps you in that hole. So ask your friends, even if they're doing well, really, how are you doing?
And I appreciate both of you guys sharing stories. Al, we definitely have stories, and I'm sure everyone has a story that relates to this. I'm going to put some numbers up right now, hotlines, if you want someone to talk to. We could only talk about it on the show so much. If you really are feeling some sort of way, there's no shame. Call one of these numbers, get some real help, right? Because you might not even know how close you are to just getting over that hump or whatever it is in your life.
It's the only thing that saved me was talking to someone.
Right.
The only thing.
And I'll just say this, it's just I wouldn't dare speak over the beautiful things you guys just said, but the best thing about like going to the doctor or going to see somebody about any issue you're having is you realize that you're not special.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, there's medication, there's treatment,
So
there's things I can do. It's not going to be perfect. This isn't a sitcom, but there are things that can be done, so it's not going to be all hope lost. So just check it out. If you're having depression, just check it out. What's the worst going to happen?
Yeah.
Check it out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you again. Let's switch gears now, okay? How many of you have seen this commercial starring Matt Damon, one of my faves? Take a look.
With 4 simple words that have been whispered by the intrepid since the time of the Romans. Fortune favors the brave.
I still like it.
Since the time of the Romans.
Listen, I don't know. I get this music. They got me in. I'm in.
Dumbest thing I've
That was a good question.
Dumbest commercial ever.
Look, Matt is not the only celebrity promoting cryptocurrencies. Gwyneth Paltrow, another one of Tori's favorites, Tom Brady, Reese Witherspoon, Serena Williams, and many more have also urged fans to invest their money. But here's the thing. Major cryptocurrencies have seen some steep losses. More than $200 billion in value was wiped out in one day alone. Now, if you don't know what cryptocurrency is, join the club. We're not entirely sure ourselves, but experts say they're a digital currency that's exchanged online, that's not tied to a government. But what responsibilities, here's the question we're going to talk about, do these stars have by telling the fans to invest if they're losing money? And let's not just put it on celebrities. There's Crypto.com Arena, which used to be the Staples Center. NBA has adopted this, and now they put it all over their jerseys.
It's on their jerseys?
It's on their jerseys, and they never even used to wear promotions on their jerseys. So
they took that from Europe. Let me ask you guys a question. Let's kick this off with a question. So if Matt Damon is responsible for telling people about crypto and the dangers, should Kevin Durant be responsible for telling every 5-year-old that they're not going to be 6'11" with incredible hand-eye coordination? When you see a celebrity on TV selling you something, you don't assume that they made it. You don't assume that you can sue them if it doesn't work. They are just the face on the brand. Is it using that trust as leverage and maybe defrauding their fans? Absolutely. But is it illegal? I don't think so.
No, it's not. But you can't just say, like, you just said, you know that they didn't make the product. A lot of people out there don't. They put the two together. Celebrity and the product, they are one. Now, I agree. It's not illegal. These people are making a job. Of course not.
If they asked you to do a crypto commercial, would you do one?
Here's the thing. First of all, obviously. Second of all,
that check. Once you wake
I just saw Tori's face drop, and she's like, "I'll take it."
But you do think about, Gwyneth Paltrow. She did a lot of endorsements that actually got her sued. You got to vet these things when you are a trusted celebrity,
but how can
or else your trust is run out.
How can Matt Damon vet crypto, Erica?
It's not a very
I don't
stable.
know. I don't know how you vet something that doesn't tangibly exist.
Right?
I mean, it was kind of like this experiment that everyone kind of agreed to be a part of, and it's still active. It's not as though this is the end, and we don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
But that's
maybe
why it's
the
a good
people who
commercial.
aren't. But it is selling this ticket. It's almost like Vegas. It's selling a chance. And so when celebrities are on board, like I would always ask, at least when you are, an executive or of a public or a publicly traded company, you have to have X amount of your money invested in that company so that there's an alliance there. How much were they paid to endorse, and how much of their money is actually in it? And that might be something that we see happen in our lifetime, that if you're going to endorse a product, that you have to have X amount of your money actually invested in it.
Right.
So it's an interesting social experiment that we are seeing in real time.
I know we got to run, but I do think if you look at the ad, it's just telling you to be great. It's saying be great like the Romans, be great like the space explorers, be great like me, Matt Damon. It's trying to tell people.
No, it's saying take a risk.
It's saying take a risk and don't live your mundane life. Be rich like me. And they're saying take a shot. And that's what America is. Whether it's the gold rush or whatever, come take your shot.
And have some discernment whenever celebrities are involved. Coming up on DBL, we're continuing our classic commercial series, Where Are They Now? The stars. Check out these girls, the Doublemint Twins. Remember them? Well, you will after we show you. And Broadway star Patti Lupone yells at an audience member. What led to the outburst? We'll tell you after the break.
Closed captioning provided by
Daily Blast Live is always timely, always focused, always ready, always on cue. This May, don't miss a day. DBL is all new every day.
Is that Basquiat
we're
on your
talking
shirt?
about okay, I teased this. So what we're talking about was celebrities and crypto, and Jeff just brought up, why do people listen to celebrity endorsements for politicians, political reasons, and all of that. And I think it all is rooted in the same message. Like when we, as a fan or a follower of someone with public status, relate to them in some way, then we automatically sometimes do this projection, like, what's good for them because they're successful and they're aspirational, and a lot of times is going to be good for me. And I think what happens is, especially when we are starting to invest our own money into things, you're entrusting that they've done it, they've been successful, and so I can do it too. But I always urge people to do this. Always look at where you are now. Like, would you make choices for yourself based on other people's assets, based on other people's status?
Steph Curry.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be very clear and honest with yourself about where you are. You're more likely to do well with a peer that you may not necessarily be like, yeah, they're doing better than me, but not that much better.
You said it right. Yeah, you did.
Like a peer, then you are like looking at a celebrity and deciding to fit in where they are because you aren't where they are. And although you may be one day, look at someone who's more like, even if it's your parent or like a friend or a colleague, because they're looking at things. Oh, well, thank you. And I only take advice, especially financial advice, like there's a team, there's like checks and balances when you're really making decisions like that. So I know it's really easy to get on like Robinhood, things like that, and just kind of throw some money. But if it's consequential money, you need to start asking questions.
Yeah, one thing that they did.
Welcome back to DBL. Broadway legend Patti Lupone went off on a pair of theater goers who are not following the rules about wearing their masks. Let's take a look.
Put your mask over your nose. That's why you're in the theater. That is the rule. If you don't want to follow the rule, get the out. What do you think you are if you do not respect the people that are sitting around you? You pay my salary. Chris Harper pays my salary.
All right, I hope there's some moments leading up to that. That wasn't the first exchange.
There were. A lot of people said they had asked that woman repeatedly to continually cover her nose and she kept doing it over and over again.
I think that's important to put into context.
Very much so. Also, Patti Lupone carries Broadway right now. I mean, she is Broadway, and as we know, Broadway went dark for a very long time during the pandemic. She feels a strong responsibility. But Patti Lupone, if you don't know, is like a diva, and she has a scary, strong attitude. I don't know if I would have been that way.
Strident?
Yeah.
You know what I thought about as I looked at this, just because I'm usually the one on stage? This happens sometimes at comedy shows when you're like, there's 4 or 5 comics on the lineup, and the comic in front of you has an incident like this.
Yeah.
And then they're like, y'all ready for your next comic?
And they're uncomfortable.
No, they're not. They're really not ready for the next comic. And this is the thing. I don't know where in her speech she was at, Erica, but if there was even 2 more minutes left, it's hard to come back from that energy. So when you do go there with people, I think it's interesting to get the context before, but also after, how difficult it is to be like, it's still okay to ask questions. We won't yell at you like we did to her.
Yeah.
But
what was the plot of the movie?
Of course, that's why Amy Schumer got so much credit for her ability to turn things around at the Oscars, because that is impossible to do. But I know it doesn't sound like something that is okay. But also keep in mind, Broadway was dark for 2 years. Like, there are people who completely had to leave the industry and may never return to their passion because of the lack of funds and all the resources that came from that 2 years of them being dark. So if she's a leader in this community, as Tori alluded to earlier, then I would probably be getting in some people's faces too. Like, you are not going to mess up my household, my ability to create or to take care of my household, or any of the people who are on this stage. Like, I am not going to allow you, replaceable one, to do that.
Yeah, I would never have the chutzpah, they say in Yiddish.
Yeah, my thing is I've lost my temper in the past. It's something I still work on, and when I have moments like that, I'm not proud of it, or I look back and I'm like, man, why did I do that? Looking on that, I know there's moments leading up to that, and I'm very quick-tempered. you don't talk to the fans like that. Those are people coming in there to see you that love you, and they're going to leave with that impression.
And there's a buffer that's called your security, Jeff, or just the people that work at the theater or wherever it is. So it's like, if we're in here and like you go to take your microphone off, David, our stage manager, jump up. That's what he does. If you touch your mic and you tear it up or mess it up, and now you're bad on air, that's going to reflect on him, not you. And so there's another group of people, the staff, to take care of that. So I think unless she addressed them and they still didn't do anything, I think that's on her. She jumped the gun in that she didn't let the other adults there that to handle things like that take care of it.
Were you talking directly to Tori about ripping your mic off?
A lot. It's always kind of
It's always like that. Sorry, David.
Did you know there's a correct way to chew gum? Huh? We caught up with the original Doublemint Twins, who told us all about it.
Last week, a draft version of a Supreme Court opinion leaked to Politico, revealing a majority of justices are prepared to overturn Roe v. Wade and allow states to write their own abortion laws. Since then, there have been a flurry of claims online about measures that might be taken in some states if that happens. One claim said a law in Tennessee has already passed that would go further than abortion and ban emergency contraception. The Post said, quote, Tennessee just banned Plan B and made it a crime punishable by a $50,000 fine to order it. So is that true? Did Tennessee ban Plan B and make ordering it a crime? The first thing to know is that Plan B is an emergency contraceptive, not an abortion pill. That means it prevents a pregnancy from happening in the first place. It doesn't end an existing one. Now, the author of the viral tweet has actually since deleted it, and she told CNN she mistakenly misinterpreted the law. What Tennessee actually just passed is a new law dealing with abortion pills, a totally different drug. And it doesn't even actually ban those pills either. It only requires that they be prescribed by a doctor in person and prohibits the pills from being provided by mail. And here's the other thing. That requirement actually already existed in Tennessee. The main thing this new law changes, it stiffens the penalty for providers who violate the law from a Class B misdemeanor to a Class E felony. That means anyone like a doctor who gives someone abortion pills through the mail or without seeing them in person could face up to a $50,000 fine in Tennessee. But the law explicitly states, quote, a criminal penalty shall not be assessed against a patient upon whom a chemical abortion is attempted or performed. So we can verify, no, Tennessee did not ban Plan B and make ordering it a crime. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Ooh, not only does the slogan get stuck in your head, but their faces are some of the most recognizable ever. Earlier, we spoke with the Doublemint Twins. Take a look.
A double pleasure's waiting for you. A double pleasure from Doublemint gum. A double great feeling, making you realize Doublemint's the one for you. Double fresh, double smooth, double delicious to chew. A double pleasure is waiting for you. Doublemint gum. A double pleasure is waiting for you. Doublemint gum.
Okay, please welcome the longest running Doublemint Twins, Lisa and Linda.
What's up, guys?
I am so geeked right now. Okay. so
Awesome.
yeah, well, twin work really wasn't a thing back in the 80s. So were you ladies nervous to audition for this commercial?
Actually, I was. We were both in the business, but hadn't modeled or acted separate together. And so it was really wonderful. But I had to go on the first audition by myself. I just had some twin pictures that we had just had taken.
They were doing a nationwide search for twins. They narrowed it down to 9 sets of twins.
Wow.
And we weren't as much nervous as we were excited about the opportunity. So we were surprised 3 weeks later when we got the call that we had booked it, and then one thing led to another, one spot led to another, and we did a total of 6 spots.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so you did 6. I mean, it's I'm married to an identical twin, so I know how crazy that can be. But you did 6 spots. Did you have a favorite among the 6?
Yes, we did. We loved what's called the pool spot. We were near the ocean, and
We were together,
and the lighting was just beautiful. The director on that spot, the first spot, the pool spot, had been a fashion photographer, and so he really knew lighting, and he was using the sunset, the sun coming down, so it was that golden, beautiful light.
And also, just by happenstance, they were going to edit it together, but in one long, wide shot, they got the hats blowing off and the guys catching them in one smooth move. So that was just serendipity, and that was a big part of, I think, the surprise of the commercial and
the fun of it.
Yeah.
I got a two-part question. One, I just want to know, do you hate gum? Do you hate it now?
No. My mom always said that we looked like cows chewing cud when we would chew gum.
Oh my God.
I was very self-conscious of it.
Oh my gosh. But now I like to say, it just proves that we can walk and chew gum at the same time.
I love it. But there is a specific way to unwrap and chew the gum. Is that correct? Can you show us? Do you have gum with you?
Sure. We had actually a printout sheet telling us how to load our gum. So hopefully we can do it.
We'll give you the side angle. So you have to prep the gum, slight bend, because you don't want to stick your tongue out. That wouldn't be very nice. And so then it has to hit the back. We're going to try this. It's been a while. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
You got the job. You got the job.
The 80s would love to see that. Like, we got to get that out there. Okay, so our producer tells us that you also have a least favorite spot.
A double great feeling, making you realize Doublemint's the one for you. Double fresh, double smooth.
Okay, that's beautiful. Are you in Carmel, California? Why did you dislike that one?
Mainly because it was just our hair looked stiff, what we were wearing, and they kind of coached us into a more robotic synchronicity instead of just kind of the natural twin thing that happened.
It gave me Princess Diana vibes. Has anyone ever told y'all
for
that?
sure.
Yeah,
golfing.
We got a lot of that, which we'll take it. It's a compliment.
Yeah, for sure.
What have you guys been up to since these commercials? I'm sure it's been crazy for you guys.
Really just moved into a season of being a mom, and now I'm a grandmother, and love
Congrats.
that. And now I've been a successful interior designer for over, 16 years. I have a passion for interior design.
And I am working and acting and started a little production company, and I'm a filmmaker as well now.
To both of you, it was so great to see you both. Honestly, I felt like I was like 8-year-old Sam all over again watching you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today, ladies. We appreciate you. We'll be right back.
Thanks, guys.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Fashion has always been fleeting, but my God, it feels out of control these days. So if you belong to the millennial or the Gen Z crowd, you may have heard of the term fast fashion. It's just the buying of cheap, mass-marketed clothes that you wear like 1 or 2 times, and then you trash it since the fad was like so last week. In fact, fast fashion has become a booming industry. Popular stores like Zara, Fashion Nova, and the Chinese giant Shein cater to this whiplash type of fashion, right? This year alone, Shein is expected to top $100 billion. All good, right? Not for the planet, because these clothes need to be made so fast and so cheaply, it has become one of the world's worst environmental enemies. You see, it's a 3-way hit. First, companies use cheap materials from farms that use pesticides and fertilizers. Second, the factories that churn out those $2 crop tops I can't wear, well, they end up pumping enormous amounts of carbon into the air. And lastly, the materials themselves they're all synthetic. So tons and tons of microplastics end up in the ocean and then into our food chain. Shein is actually one of the worst culprits out there, cranking out new clothes like it's butter in 1780. Compared to Zara, which has about 600 new items currently on their site, Shein pumps out 6,000 new items every single day. That's a lot of butter, and it's hell on Mother Nature. The remedy? make some noise. After hearing complaints from Gen Zers, certain brands are trying to use more sustainable practices. Another alternative, slow fashion. It makes for a happier planet. By making more conscious choices when you go shopping, like picking items that are of higher quality, they will last you a little bit longer. Also, buying and selling used clothing online is a breeze with apps like Poshmark, ThredUp, or Vinted. These apps can offer used clothes that are reusable, recyclable, and a gazillion% more eco-friendly. So next time you have to have those high-waisted, lightly washed, ripped mom jeans that everyone is wearing, maybe look online for a used pair, or even just ask your mom. Now you know.
Tech giants Apple, Google, and Microsoft are teaming up to change the way we log into our accounts. Earlier this month, all three companies announced they were committed to building tools for passwordless sign-in across their platforms. It's based on a standard called FIDO, and it works like this. Users choose an authentication device, in most cases a smartphone. When you log into your account on a computer or tablet, your phone is sent a notification. To unlock your account, all you'll need to do is unlock your phone. It's sort of like current two-factor authentication, where a passcode is sent to your phone, and then you have to enter that passcode on the other devices. But thanks to advances in tech, no passwords are required when using FIDO. You'll just unlock your phone using your face, fingerprint, or whatever method you choose, and you'll be logged in on the other device.
Get your phones out to scan our QR code so you can shop till you drop with our friends at MorningSave. Check it out.
Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hi, Tori, looking gorgeous. And hey, DBL Nation, I've got some wonderful products and even better deals just for you. You're going to go wild for this. So, first up, we've got Lifestyle Advanced Airstream Elite True Wireless Earbuds with a charging case. Ooh. So deal includes one pair of earbuds with a charging case, super snazzy, and a charging cable. Normally, they're $70. Guess what? We've got them for $19, which saves everyone 73%. All right, now this one, it's L'Oreal Paris Revitalift Anti-Wrinkle Plus Firming Eye and Night Cream set.
Oh, I need this.
So the deal includes one cute eye cream and one night cream. So normally this would be $36, but we've got both of them for $20, equal 44%. Now, Tori, you are going to love this. We've got Heim Vision Sunrise Alarm Clock Wake Up Light. So this deal includes one smart alarm clock. Now, who doesn't want to wake up on the right side of the bed every morning? So normally this is $60, but we've got it for only $24, Tori, which saves you 60%. And then last, but this is not least, we have got a 10-pack of Lightom 12 LED outdoor solar landscape spotlights.
Oh, nice.
So this deal includes 10 spotlights, so you can illuminate your front yard, backyard, or pathways with this 10-pack of solar spotlights. Normally, these are $120. We've got them for $49, which saves everyone at home 59%.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even go ahead and scan the QR code on screen or visit morningsave.com. Thank you so much, Steph.
I got to tell you, I got an air fryer from Deal Blast.
And?
Fried up a couple, nuggets for the kids. Yeah, it worked out good.
That's good. My kids eat nuggets, but we do the oven and it takes forever.
Yeah, and a lot more gas. So,
right,
I don't know, just pumping a little Deal Blast out there. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Friday Junior.